If you're waking up multiple times at night to pee, certain foods you're eating might be the hidden trigger. Most people think nighttime urination is just about drinking too much water, but research shows that foods that cause night urination are often overlooked culprits. Studies estimate that over 50% of adults past 60 deal with nighttime bathroom trips, and many don't realize their dinner choices play a major role. If this is ruining your sleep, you're not alone. This isn't about giving up foods you love forever. It's about understanding which foods trigger your bladder at night and learning how to prevent urination while sleeping by making smarter timing choices. Some of these foods might surprise you because they're actually healthy options that people eat thinking they'll help you sleep better at night. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 12 common foods that cause night urination to avoid at dinner and what to eat at night for good digestion without triggering bathroom trips. Most people focus on drinks when trying to prevent urination while sleeping, but research shows certain solid foods, even ones you think are healthy, can fill your bladder faster than water. The reason will surprise you. Scientists discovered a hidden compound in several popular dinner foods. This compound changes how your kidneys work at night, and it explains why some foods that help you sleep better at night actually make you wake up to pee. There's one food category people eat at dinner thinking it's light and healthy, but for nighttime urination, it's actually one of the worst choices. I'll reveal which foods these are and what to eat instead. Let's talk about what nighttime urination really does to your life. You carefully avoid coffee after lunch. You stop drinking water by 7 p.m. You use the bathroom right before bed, but you're still waking up at 2 a.m., desperate to pee. You stumble to the bathroom in the dark, frustrated because you thought you did everything right. Maybe you wake up twice, 3 times, even 4 times. Each trip steals your deep sleep. The next day, you're exhausted, foggy, irritable, you can't focus, simple tasks feel overwhelming, you snap at people you love. You start avoiding evening events because you're worried about bathrooms. You plan your life around your bladder. You feel older, less in control, trapped. You wonder what you're doing wrong. You're eating what you think are foods that help you sleep better at night, salads, fruits, healthy options, but nobody told you these could be foods that cause night urination. Your partner's sleep suffers. You feel guilty and embarrassed. If this sounds familiar, you're far from alone. But here's the truth. Understanding which foods trigger your bladder at night is the first step towards learning how to prevent urination while sleeping. Meet Carol. Not a real person, but a typical example of someone dealing with nighttime urination. Carol is 61. She stopped drinking water after 6 p.m. and thought she was doing great, but she was still waking up twice every night. She had no idea that the healthy foods she chose for dinner were actually foods that cause night urination, loaded with hidden water her body processed overnight. This connects to what I mentioned about solid foods filling your bladder. Here's what most people miss. Your bladder doesn't just fill from what you drink, it also fills from water released when your body digests certain foods. Some foods are over 90% water. When you eat them at dinner, your digestive system extracts that water over several hours, and your kidneys turn it into urine while you sleep. Your bladder has sensors that detect fullness. During deep sleep, your brain normally quiets these signals, but for many people over 50, this system weakens. When foods release water into your system overnight, your bladder fills more than it would from just dinner liquids, triggering wake-ups you could have prevented. Here are the first 4 foods that cause night urination. High water fruits: watermelon, cantaloupe, grapes, and oranges. These fruits are 85 to 92% water. When you eat them at night, your body slowly releases this water during digestion, filling your bladder while you sleep. While these are foods that help you sleep better at night due to natural sugars and magnesium, their water content makes them problematic for preventing urination while sleeping. Many people notice fewer wake-ups when they avoid water-rich fruits after 4 p.m. and save them for breakfast or lunch instead.
Example, instead of fruit salad for dessert at 7 p.m., have it with lunch at noon and choose a small piece of dark chocolate or handful of almonds for evening dessert. Cucumbers, celery, and lettuce. These vegetables are 95 to 96% water, the highest water content of any solid food. People eat large salads at dinner thinking they're being healthy, and that salads are what to eat at night for good digestion. While they do support digestion, their massive water content means your kidneys are processing fluid for hours after you eat. After 2 to 3 weeks of avoiding these at dinner and eating them at lunch instead, some people report sleeping longer. Example, have your big salad with lunch at 12:30 p.m. and for dinner at 6:30 p.m., choose cooked vegetables like roasted broccoli or sautéed green beans, which have lower water content after cooking. Tomatoes and tomato-based sauces. Tomatoes are 94% water and also contain acid that can irritate the bladder. Pasta with marinara sauce, a common dinner, delivers both hidden water and bladder irritation. While tomatoes offer good nutrition for what to eat at night for good digestion, their water content plus acidity makes them foods that cause night urination. Some find less urgency when they eat tomato dishes at lunch rather than dinner. Example, have spaghetti with marinara at lunch, and for dinner choose pesto pasta, Alfredo sauce, or olive oil-based pasta dishes with lower water content. Soup and broth-based meals. Even though you see the liquid, people often forget that soup counts as significant fluid intake. A bowl of soup can contain 1 to 2 cups of liquid that your body processes overnight. While soup feels light and seems like smart food to eat at night for good digestion, it's actually working against your goal of how to prevent urination while sleeping. After several weeks of avoiding soup at dinner, many notice they wake less often. Example, enjoy soup at lunch and for dinner have denser proteins and cooked vegetables that provide nutrition without excess liquid. After avoiding these first 4 high-water foods at dinner, many people report waking once instead of 3 times. Others notice the urgency feels less intense. Progress varies. Some see changes within a week, others need 3 weeks of consistent timing adjustments. Everyone responds differently to changing when they eat high-water foods. Remember that hidden compound I mentioned, the one that affects your kidneys at night? Let me explain that now.
This matters because these foods don't just add water, they actively make your kidneys produce more urine than they normally would. When sleep keeps getting broken by bathroom trips from foods that cause night urination, your body misses critical repair work. Quality sleep is when your body fixes damage, balances hormones, strengthens immunity. Missing deep sleep night after night affects way more than just feeling tired. Here's what researchers found. Certain foods contain natural compounds called diuretics that signal your kidneys to pull more water from your bloodstream into your bladder. While these foods have health benefits during the day, eating them at night works directly against how to prevent urination while sleeping. For people over 50 whose bladders are already more sensitive, these diuretic effects become even more pronounced. Here are the next 4 foods that cause night urination. Caffeine foods like chocolate, coffee ice cream, energy bars. Most people know to avoid coffee after lunch, but they forget that chocolate contains caffeine, a strong diuretic and bladder irritant. Dark chocolate has more caffeine than milk chocolate. That piece of chocolate cake or coffee-flavored ice cream at 8 p.m. could be why you're up at midnight. Caffeine's diuretic effects last 5 to 7 hours. While chocolate might seem like harmless food to eat at night, it works against preventing urination while sleeping. After 2 weeks of avoiding caffeine foods after 3 p.m., some people sleep longer. Example, enjoy chocolate at lunch or mid-afternoon at 2 p.m., and for evening dessert after 6 p.m., choose vanilla ice cream, fruit sorbet, eaten early, or a small cookie without chocolate. Spicy foods like hot peppers, curry, hot sauce. Spices irritate the bladder lining, making it more sensitive to normal amounts of urine. While spicy foods might be what you think to eat at night for good digestion because they stimulate metabolism, they actually irritate your bladder and can trigger urgency with less fullness than usual. Some people notice less nighttime urgency when they save spicy meals for lunch. Example, have spicy Thai curry or hot wings at lunch at 1 p.m. and for dinner choose milder seasonings like garlic, herbs, lemon, or light pepper without intense heat. Alcohol, like wine, beer, cocktails. Alcohol is a powerful diuretic that temporarily suppresses antidiuretic hormone, ADH, causing your kidneys to produce more urine. One glass of wine at 8 p.m. can trigger multiple bathroom trips by midnight. While you might think alcohol helps you sleep better at night initially, it disrupts sleep quality and increases urination. After 1 to 2 weeks of limiting alcohol to before 6 p.m. or avoiding it entirely, many report fewer wake-ups. Example, if you enjoy evening wine, have it with dinner at 5:30 p.m. rather than at 9 p.m., giving your body 4 to 5 hours to process it before sleep, or switch to non-alcoholic alternatives in the evening. Artificial sweeteners, like diet sodas, and sugar-free desserts. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose can irritate the bladder. That diet soda at dinner or sugar-free dessert might seem like a smart choice, but for many people, these sweeteners trigger urgency and frequency. While they reduce calories, they don't help with how to prevent urination while sleeping. Some notice improvement when avoiding artificial sweeteners after 4 p.m. Example, if you want evening sweetness after 6 p.m., choose small portions of real sugar treats rather than sugar-free versions, or better yet, satisfy sweet cravings with naturally sweet foods at lunch instead. Important safety note: if you experience sudden changes in urination patterns, burning pain, blood in urine, extreme urgency that feels uncontrollable, or other concerning symptoms, consult your healthcare provider. These tips about foods that cause night urination are educational approaches for common nighttime frequency. They're not treatments for conditions like urinary tract infections, diabetes, or prostate issues that need medical attention. When people avoid both high-water foods and diuretic foods at dinner, many report sleeping in longer stretches, making it to 4 or 5 a.m. instead of waking at 1 a.m. Others find urgency less intense. Better daytime energy follows improved sleep. Now we get to that supposedly healthy food category I mentioned, the one people eat thinking it's light for dinner, but actually triggers the most bathroom trips.
Part 3. The surprising protein problem. Here's the insight that surprises most people. High-protein foods, especially certain types, can trigger nighttime urination, even though they contain little water. This happens because when your body breaks down large amounts of protein, it produces waste products called urea that your kidneys must flush out with urine. This is why very high-protein dinners, while feeling like smart choices for what to eat at night for good digestion, can work against how to prevent urination while sleeping. Most people think protein-heavy dinners are ideal, lean, light, healthy. But if you eat large portions of certain proteins at dinner, your body spends overnight processing them, producing urea that fills your bladder with waste removal urine even though the food itself wasn't watery. This explains why isolated food changes often fail. Avoiding water-rich foods helps, but if you replace them with very high protein, you still wake up. Here are the final 4 foods that cause night urination. Processed meats. Bacon, sausage, deli meats, hot dogs. These combine 3 problems: high protein, very high sodium, 1,500 milligrams per serving, and preservatives that irritate the bladder. The sodium makes you retain water overnight that gets processed into urine even though the food itself wasn't watery. While they might seem like convenient protein for what to eat at night for good digestion, they're actually terrible for preventing urination while sleeping. After 3 to 4 weeks of avoiding processed meats at dinner and eating them only at lunch, if at all, some notice fewer wake-ups. Example, have your big burger at lunch at noon, and for dinner at 6:30 p.m., choose fresh grilled chicken.
baked fish, or plant-based proteins with lower sodium. Aged cheeses, cheddar, Parmesan, blue cheese. Aged cheeses are high in sodium and contain tyramine, a compound that can affect bladder function. That cheese and cracker snack at 8 p.m. or cheesy pasta at 7 p.m. delivers concentrated protein plus sodium. While cheese provides calcium, large evening portions work against how to prevent urination while sleeping. Some people notice less urgency when they limit cheese after 5 p.m. or choose lower sodium fresh cheeses like mozzarella or ricotta, or skip cheese entirely. Example: enjoy aged cheeses on lunch salads or sandwiches, and for evening meals after 6 p.m., use small amounts of fresh mozzarella, ricotta, or skip cheese entirely. Large red meat portions: steak, burgers, roasts. Red meat is dense protein that takes hours to digest and produces significant urea waste. A large 8-ounce steak at 7 p.m. means your body is working hard overnight to process it, producing urea-filled urine while you sleep. While red meat provides iron and B vitamins, large evening portions aren't ideal for preventing urination while sleeping. After several weeks of eating smaller portions, 4 ounces, or saving red meat for lunch at noon, some sleep longer. Example: have your big burger at lunch at 1 p.m. and for dinner at 6:30 p.m. choose lighter proteins like 4-ounce chicken breast, fish, or plant proteins like lentils. Beans and legumes at dinner. While beans are excellent foods for what to eat at night for good digestion due to fiber, and they're often recommended as foods that help you sleep better at night due to magnesium and tryptophan, they're also high protein and high fiber. The combination means hours of overnight digestive work producing urea waste. A big bowl of chili or bean soup at 7 p.m. can trigger multiple wake-ups by 2 a.m. Some find better sleep when they eat beans at lunch instead. Example: have black bean soup or 3-bean salad at lunch at 1:25 p.m. and for dinner at 6:30 p.m. choose lighter proteins with less fiber like fish, eggs, or tofu. Your complete evening strategy. What to eat at night for good digestion without triggering urination. Dinner, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m., small portions of 3 to 4 ounces of lean protein like baked chicken or fish. Cooked low-water vegetables like roasted carrots or sautéed zucchini, small portion of rice or quinoa. Keep sodium under 600 milligrams. Avoid the 12 trigger foods. After 7 p.m., if genuinely hungry, have a small handful of unsalted almonds or a piece of plain toast. Avoid all 12 trigger foods completely after 7 p.m. Timing is everything. Save high-water fruits and vegetables, large salads, soups, spicy foods, chocolate, alcohol, processed meats, aged cheese, and large protein portions for breakfast and lunch, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Research on food timing for nighttime urination shows encouraging patterns. Studies find 45 to 65% of people report improvement when they shift foods that cause night urination to earlier in the day. The improvements are usually moderate, going from 3 bathroom trips to 1, or sleeping until 4 a.m. instead of midnight. The key is consistency with both food choices and timing for 3 to 4 weeks. Let's return to Carol. After learning which foods cause night urination, she completely restructured her daily eating. She moved her big salad to lunch, saved fruit for breakfast and morning snacks, stopped having soup at dinner, avoided chocolate after 2 p.m., skipped her nightly wine, and reduced dinner protein portions, while avoiding processed meats and aged cheese completely in the evening. For dinner, she chose small portions of baked chicken or fish with cooked vegetables and a small grain portion all before 6:30 p.m. Over about 6 weeks, Carol noticed real changes. She didn't suddenly sleep through the whole night. She still woke once, but that wake-up came around 5 a.m. instead of midnight and 3 a.m. The urgency felt much less intense. She fell back asleep within 10 minutes. Most importantly, she woke feeling rested. Her energy improved, her mood lifted, and she felt in control of how to prevent urination while sleeping through smart food timing.
Conclusion. Let's wrap this up.
Nighttime urination affects over 50% of adults past 60, and foods that cause night urination play a bigger role than most people realize. It's not just about how much you drink, it's also about which foods you eat and when you eat them. As we covered, 12 common foods trigger nighttime bathroom trips through 3 mechanisms: high water content that gets released during overnight digestion, watermelon, cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, soup; diuretic compounds that make kidneys produce extra urine, chocolate, spicy foods, alcohol, artificial sweeteners; and high protein that produces urea waste, processed meats, aged cheese, large red meat portions, beans. The solution isn't giving up these foods forever. It's about strategic timing, eating these 12 foods that cause night urination at breakfast and lunch instead of dinner. For dinner, choose lower water cooked vegetables, small lean protein portions, moderate grains, all before 6:30 p.m. This is the key to how to prevent urination while sleeping. Understanding that what to eat at night for good digestion must balance fiber and nutrition against water content and diuretic effects. Here are your action steps. First, track your current evening eating for 1 week. Write down everything you eat after 4 p.m., when you eat it, and when you wake to pee. This creates awareness about which of the 12 trigger foods you're eating at night. Second, choose 3 of the 12 foods that cause night urination to shift to earlier in the day starting tomorrow. Don't change everything at once. Gradual shifts work better. Third, be patient. Give your body 3 to 4 weeks to adjust to new food timing. Fourth, if you see minimal improvement after 4 to 6 weeks, or if you have concerning symptoms like pain or blood, talk to your healthcare provider about whether nighttime urination indicates other conditions needing attention. The shift is from feeling confused about foods that help you sleep better at night to clarity. Timing and food choices matter equally for how to prevent urination while sleeping. Small strategic changes in what to eat at night for good digestion can help many people sleep longer. Disclaimer. Quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. For personal medical concerns, please consult a qualified healthcare professional who knows your specific situation.